Hello everybody, welcome back to our CMA classes. So we are going to start our new chapter, compromise, arrangement and amalgamation. So first of all, we have to understand why compromise is done. Okay, as the name says, the word says compromise, which means means compromising somewhere, right? So whenever the dispute is arise in the company and that dispute is settled in less, okay, that means doing compromising. That is what compromise means. Okay, but now what is the meaning of arrangement? When the compromise is done in any way, as we are talking for we are talking for company here, not for individual person, right? So what are the means of doing compromising? Either by way of merger, amalgamation or demerger. There are so many ways, right? Okay, so right now this chapter is stating that there are compromise, arrangement or amalgamation. When compromise, arrangement itself contain amalgamation, then why we are taking amalgamation as a different point here? Okay, amalgamation is actually an important aspect of arrangement. That's why in this chapter we have taken amalgamation as a different point. Okay, so let's go and start the section 230, which says the compromise arrangement is to be proposed. Okay, so the compromise and arrangement is proposed between either company or creditor or class of creditor first. Okay, or again it's between the company, proposed between the company or member or class of member. Here what I have written, the compromise and arrangement may be proposed between whom? The company and its creditor or any class of them. Okay, hope so this point was clear. Now again, compromise and arrangement may be proposed between company again and member or its class of member. Hope so this point was super clear. Now who can make application for compromise and arrangement? So either company, member, creditor or liquidator. Okay, either company, member, creditor or liquidator can go for the amalgamation or merger, which means compromise and amalgamation and all. Okay, now what are the disclosure? Is there any disclosure while making the application? Yes, there are some disclosure which is to be disclosed along with the applications, which is all the material fact which is relevant to the company. First of all, whichever the material fact that should be disclosed, and the following are the important disclosure which is to be disclosed. First of all, the latest financial position of the company. Okay, with the application, following things is to be disclosed. Number first is the financial position, the latest financial position of the company. Second, the latest audited financial position of the account of the company. Okay, the pendency of the investigation or proceeding against the company. Okay, so these are the main thing which is to be disclosed, but there are some other important things which is to be disclosed. First of all, the company says all the material factor which is to be disclosed along with the application. Okay, which second says the reduction of share of the company. If the shares are reduced, if the reduction of share is done, in that case that is to be also disclosed along with the application. Any scheme of corporate debt reconstructing consent to buy which is not less than 75% of secured creditor. So any scheme of corporate reconstructing, okay, which is to be actually consent by more than 75% of secured creditor. If it is so, then it should also be disclosed. Okay, a creditor responsibility statement, safeguard for the protection of other secured creditors and unsecured creditor. Report by the auditor which is done after the corporate debt reconstructing. Okay, now the next point is about the guidelines specified by the RBI, where company proposes to be adopt CDR. CDR is again corporate debt reconstruction. Okay, valuation report by the registered valuer. So these are the things which is to be disclosed along with the application. Okay, an application was done by whom? The creditor, member and other two. Yes, tell me, creditor, member, company or the liquidator. Okay, so hope so this point was clear. Now the meeting, the notice of meeting is to be given to whom? Okay, when a meeting is proposed to be called in pursuance of order of tribunal, Okay, the application was sent to whom? Of course to the tribunal. Once the application is received by the tribunal, tribunal will call for a meeting, and that meeting, the notice should be given to whom? Now we have to read. All the creditors, definitely all the members or class of members, ठीक है, creditors, member or class of their members or creditor, all the debenture holder of the company. Okay, these are the three people which the notice of meeting should be given. First of all, creditor, member, class of creditor or member, and debenture holders. ठीक है. Now notice and document to be sent to these statutory audit authority. First of all, what we have said that the application is to be sent to tribunal. Okay, along with that application, some of the disclosure is to be made, right? Apart from that, some notice and documents is to be sent to some statutory authority. Now let's check who are going to be that statutory authority. Okay, number 4, central government. Okay, the income tax authority, the Reserve Bank of India, Security and Exchange Board of India, the registrar, the respective stock exchange, the official liquidator, the Competition Commission of India, and such other secretarial regulator. Above authorities shall have a right to make their representation within 30 days. Okay, these are the statutory authority where the notice and documents is to be sent. Okay, but they are also having to appoint the representative within 30 days. Okay, once they receive the notice and documents. Okay, now this notice and documents is to be placed somewhere, right? First of all, in the website of the company, right? Yes, and to the SEBI. Once if the company is listed, okay, if the company is listed, then it's to be published in SEBI. Okay, third, notice should be published in the newspaper. So first of all, in the website of the company. Second, if the company is listed, in that case SEBI, right? Third, in the newspaper. Okay, now where a meeting of member is called by tribunal for approving a scheme of compromise or arrangement. So such scheme is required to be approved by majority of number of member, okay, who are present and voted, and such majority of member should also be member representing 3/4 in the value of member present and voting at the meeting. Let me read it again. Where the meeting of member is called by tribunal. Okay, once the application is sent to tribunal by whom? Either by member or class of member, either by creditor or class of creditor, right? Or there were four people now who can send application to whom? Number first was member, creditor, I have discussed. Okay, other was company and liquidator. Okay, these are the people who can send application to the tribunal. Once the application is sent to tribunal, what is going to happen? The meeting is going to conduct, right? The notice of meeting is to be sent to the statutory authority along with creditor and members, right? Okay, and document is to be disclosed. The latest documents is to be disclosed. Okay. Apart from that, once these things are done, what is going to happen? The approval of scheme of compromise and arrangement is to be done. Okay? But for that, for approval of compromise and arrangement, there are some limitation which says at least 3/4, at least majority of members of creditors should be give the approval. ठीक है, should give the approval, otherwise compromise and arrangement scheme would not be passed. Again, let me say it in a very simple way. ठीक है, a scheme of amalgamation between whom? Between the company or and member must be approved, and here creditor, ठीक है, or the creditors, ठीक है, must be approved by more than 50% of number of member. Okay, 50% of number of member, those who are present in the meeting. ठीक है, there should be approval given by at least more than 50% of member, which means 51% of member, at least 51% of member should give the consent. Okay, and this 51% of member should hold 3/4 of the value of share. ठीक है, in this case both this condition is to be fulfilled, otherwise scheme of amalgamation, compromise and arrangement is not going to happen. First of all, which says at least more than 51% of majority of members should give the consent, right, give the approval, and that 51% of members should hold 3/4 of value of shares. Okay, both condition is to be fulfilled, otherwise compromise and arrangement is not going to happen. Okay, hope so this point was clear. So what is this saying? Approval by majority of member, which means more than 51% of member, which is 51%, right, 50%, which is at least more than 50%, right. So 51% should be there. Second, approved by member holding at least 3/4 of value of share. Hope so this point was super clear to you. Members or creditor not present in the meeting are not to be considered. Hope so this point was also clear. So section 230, we are done with section 230. Let's go for section 231, which says about the power of tribunal to enforce compromise and arrangement. So they are some power in hand of tribunal, and they are, first of all, supervise, okay, give the direction to the company, okay, or do the modification what they receive the application, okay, in that they can do the some of the modification, ठीक है, or winding up, okay, winding out the company. Okay, so these are the powers: supervise, giving the direction, or modifying any of the terms and condition, or wind up. Okay, hope so this point was also clear. Section 232 says about the merger and amalgamation of the company. Okay, as per section 232, an application may be made to tribunal under section 230 for the sanctioning of compromise or arrangement, and it may be shown to the tribunal. Okay, let's see what are the conditions written in this section. The compromise and arrangement has been proposed for the purpose of often connection with the scheme of reconstruction or merger of the amalgamation. Okay, second, under the scheme, the whole or part of undertaking, property or liability of the company is required to be transferred to another company, which means it is to be the, first of all, undertaking, property and liability, either wholly or partly, either wholly or partly, either wholly or partly, ठीक है. Undertaking, property or liability is to be transferred by whom? Transfer by the transferor company. To whom? To the transferee company. Hope this point was clear. Okay, undertaking, property and liability is to be transferred by the transferor company to the transferee company. Okay, again, the whole or any part of undertaking, property, liability of a company is to be proposed to be divided among transferred two or more company, ठीक है, which means they have more than one transferee company. Okay, so again, the undertaking, property and liability either wholly or partially, either wholly or partially is transferred from transferor company to the transferee company, and there are more than one transferee company, ठीक है. So either two or more company, they are talking about two or more company, which is more than one company, right, ठीक है. So at least there should be two company, two transferee company. First point was saying about the compromise and arrangement has been proposed for the purpose of one connection. It should be connected to the scheme of construction or merger or amalgamation. This is clear. Second, the undertaking, property and liability is to be transferred by transferor to the transferee, ठीक है, or by transferor to more than two transferee. Is it clear? Hope so this point was cleared. Okay, now there are some circulation of certain documents by the company. Let's go for it now, which says the draft of proposed term of scheme is to be adopted by director of the merging company. Okay, the draft of the proposed terms of scheme is to be accepted by whom? Adopted by whom? The director of the merging company. Okay, confirmation copy of draft scheme has been filed with, once the compromise arrangement is done, first of all, the adoption of what? The draft is to be adopted by whom? The merging company's director. Second, they says that the confirmation copy of draft scheme is to be sent to whom? To the registrar. It is to be filed with the registrar. Okay, share exchange ratio. Okay, a supplementary accounting statement only if the last annual account of any of the merging company related to financial year ending more than 6 months before the first meeting of the company for the approving the scheme. So there are some documents which is to be circulated by the company once the approval of a compromise and arrangement is done. First of all, what they are saying, the draft. Okay, the proposed draft is to be adopted by the merging companies directors. Second was of the confirmation copy of draft, ठीक है, is to be filed with registrar. Third, the share exchange ratio, and fourth, the supplementary accounting statement. Hope so this point was also cleared. Okay, filing of order of tribunal. Every company related to which an order is made by tribunal shall file a certified copy of order of tribunal with registrar within 30 days of receipt of certified copy of the order. Okay, filing of statement until scheme is completed. Order made by tribunal shall file with registrar, this we know, ठीक है, a statement in such a form and within a time which is prescribed. Okay, and shall be filed every year until the scheme completion of scheme is done. Okay, the statement shall be duly certified by chartered accountant who is in practice, cost accountant who is in practice, or the company secretary who is in practice. Hope so this point was cleared. The statement shall indicate as to whether or not to scheme is being compiled with accordance with the order of tribunal. Okay, now there are some punishment for every transferor company, and every transferee company, which means for both the company, transferor and transferee company, ठीक है, punishable with the fine for at least ₹1 lakh, and which is going to be extended up to 25 lakh. Okay, so minimum 1 lakh fine is going to be imposed and maximum of 25 lakh. For every officer, imprisonment of 1 year, ठीक, and fine of 1 lakh, which is going to be extended up to 25, minimum of 1, maximum of 25, or both imprisonment and fine. Hope so this was also clear. So this was the last of this lecture. Okay, we'll meet soon with more continuation of the other sections. So we'll meet soon. This is Soumya Santosh, and do the revision guys. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe my channel and share this video as much you can guys. ठीक है, till then we'll meet in our next video. Toodles.